Coming up on tonight's episode of Technoid, the PlayStation 5 might be very hard to find on launch day. I wonder how hard. Also, Apple's next-gen over-ear headphones are looking to compete with Masters and Dynamics and Bose in one key feature, customization. And also, Google is working on a competitor to Apple Card. No surprise there. All that and more on tonight's episode, so stay tuned. Hey, what is up everybody? Michael here. Welcome back to another episode of Technoid. Now guys, I hope you all are staying safe, staying indoors. I hope you guys, again, having a great, excellent night. Now, tonight's episode is going to have 5 stories, so I'm going to try to speed through this as best as I can to get you in and out. So bear with me on this episode if it is a long one. But without further ado, let's get it going. Story number 1, first story up of the night. Let's get it out of the way. Let's start with Google. Now, I'm going to start with the boring stories first, and then we'll get to the main one. So please bear with me, guys, but I hope you stay through the whole episode. But Google is working on a Google Card-like system to compete with Apple Card. Now, every company out there is probably going to want to do this, especially with Huawei, what they're doing. But Google is doing something a little bit different. Instead of it being a credit card, it looks like they are making a debit-like card. What this will do is it'll work with more financial institutes where it will be a little bit more easier for people to use. So something like MasterCard, you'll have a little bit more of a choice. But it will be very similar to how Apple Card works. You will be able to transition, pay your bill on there if you choose to do so. But being that it's a debit card, it could also mean that they might be working on a credit version. We don't know exactly, but I will say this, Google definitely can work this out. And I think the fact that they're going in the debit side versus the credit side is definitely a different aspect and area looking at it. I don't know how this is going to play out for Google, but if they make this work, it might be a good option for Android users. So I'm curious as to see how this works. So that's it for Google Card. So let's keep it moving. Story number 2, let's move over to Samsung. Now Samsung, I have been covering the Tab S6 Lite. I talked to you about how they kind of secretly announced it. Well, they've officially released the thing and it's on sale for $350 and it does include an S Pen and Android 10. Now on the surface, a light tablet with a stylus with Android 10, a budget version, honestly, that's some good value. And considering you're getting a pretty decent processor, you're getting most of the premium stuff, but it's just a lighter version of the tablet, why the hell not? So, if you wanted an Android tablet with value and comes pretty much with a good accessory, there you go. Tab S6 Lite, $350. So, that's that. Next story up, let's move it over to Apple. Now, as you know, Apple has been all over the news lately with the iPhone SE, also what's going on, what they're working on. Well, Apple's next big project is their over-ear headphones that everybody, and I tell you, everybody has been going crazy. They want this headphone. Well, it looks like they are going to be releasing them, don't exactly know when, but it looks like they are going to hit one area that a lot of people don't necessarily put over-ear headphones in the convo: customization. So according to an FCC filing from Apple, originally thought to be Powerbeat Pro 2's follow-up versions to the original Powerbeats, the headphones are set to have customizable swap. So you could swap them from being over ear, maybe to on ear, and looking to be more customizable when it comes to fitness. It seems that Apple wants to hit this market because not many headphones can be customizable, especially nobody ever talks about it. And also considering that most people do use over ear headphones when they go to the gym. Honestly, I gotta say, this has got my attention a little bit better, and I never really thought for a second that you would want to customize over-ear headphones, make them either, you know, fitness-proof, or if you want to make them on-ear. So the fact that Apple is allowing you to customize over-ear headphones, hey, I gotta say, you got my attention, Apple. You got my attention. Following up on Apple, keeping the pace, Apple Music. Now, as you know, everybody and their mother uses Apple Music. I am still an Apple Music subscriber, but I do have Spotify, more of my preference of choice. But for a while, Apple has been using a beta version of the web browser version of Apple Music, where people can access it on the web. You don't have to download any separate apps. But for a while, it's been on beta. Well, if you're an Apple Music user, you'll be happy to know that the web version is finally out of beta. Now, the timing is pretty good, considering there is a stay-at-home concert debuting somewhere. It makes sense for Apple to want to get their services ready to go and capitalize on this, but also gives users users that use Windows or any kind of platform, it allows them to use Apple Music a lot better now. You don't have to download the app. You can just go right on the web, do what you gotta do. But setting it up is a little bit of a daisy. So, hey, that's what you get. And last story, the main story of the night, PlayStation. Now, as you know, I am a big PlayStation fan, and there's no secret, I'm getting the PlayStation 5 when it comes out, whenever it comes out. I have been super psyched about the PlayStation 5, but according to a lot of news outlets, most notably the one that I'm providing tonight, the PlayStation 5 may not be available at launch. Let me explain. So in the article, basically Sony is considering or probably going to be releasing a limited quantity of outputs for the PlayStation 5. What that means is the PlayStation 5 will not be widely available at launch. Now, we don't know exactly how much they're going to release, but numbers are indicating that it could be anywhere from 1 million to 5 million units. That is very small when you look at the output of how many people buy a console. Now, to be fair, the only reason that they're saying this is because of what's happening right now with COVID-19. So this is delaying their launch output, which is understandable. But honestly, guys, if you have a PlayStation 4, there really is no need to get the PlayStation 5 at exactly the launch date or in the first year. Some people can go 2 years or even a year after the release and then could worry about it. But what I would say is if you're planning on getting the PlayStation 5 on launch night, you better get on the line first, because once the console's gone at that store, you're not gonna see a PlayStation 5 for a while. So you better be online that night, whoever you are. It's probably gonna be me. But that's it for tonight's episode of Technoid. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed tonight's episode. If you did, hit the like button. If you disliked the video, hit the dislike button as well. That helps circulate the videos. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all stay safe. Thank you for tuning in, and peace!